Hi, I'm Doug Ross with Elite Mortgage. I'm a residential mortgage lender, and I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about the process of going about selecting the right home loan program for you as kind of an intro to me and also to this process as a whole. So I want to talk about three points in specific when it comes to trying to find that right product for you. Number one being diversity of products. I think this is one of the most important. I found in my career that there's a lot of different clients out there that have very unique, diverse situations. Some have been saving for years for that house. Some only maybe have a couple grand to buy a place. Some have higher debt-to-income ratios. Others challenge credit. Others are A-plus borrowers, right, that have a ton of money down and great credit. And so it's important to go to a place that has enough products to where you can find something that's going to complement the uniqueness of your situation. There's all kinds of products out there. There's down payment assistance stuff, right? There's jumbo loans. There's A-paper loans. There's hard money lending. There's loans out there where all I need are bank statements and I can establish your income, right? But every product comes with pros and cons, and it's important that you talk to someone who can present that balanced perspective and not have to sell the one or two products that their bank offers, right? And one of the things I'm grateful for in working as a wholesale broker is I don't just work for one bank, right? I work for about 100 different banks, and I can pull from each bank what they do well and not have to bring everything else along with it. So that gives me the opportunity to shop and make sure that we're finding the right program for you. Number two is going to be education, right? Education is really important because you got to know what you're doing. We understand the industry. I've been in the industry for a while. I understand the pros and cons, but a lot of borrowers don't. And so taking the time to explain the process, taking the time to explain the pros and cons to each loan is really, really important. So I'd say two things to look out for when you're trying to get educated is you got to understand the process, right? There are a lot of twists and turns in the escrow process, and if you've never been through it before, you're not going to understand what an earnest money deposit means or is, or the purpose of the appraisal or different inspections, or what is a conditional loan approval. So understanding this information up front can be the difference between having a great experience that you're ready for versus one that's very frustrating. My motto is all frustration stems from unmet expectations. So taking the time to set the right kinds of expectation through good education is really important. The other thing to watch out for on education too is product knowledge, right? You can go somewhere that has a lot of different products, but if they don't take the time to really bring you up to speed on what's good and what's bad behind each one of those products, you're not going to be able to make the right decision for you and your family. So taking the time to educate you on products is going to empower you to make the right decision for you. So education's number two. The last one's going to be service. Not a lot of people think about service when they're getting a loan. I'm getting a loan, it's 30-day process, I just care about rate, right? But service, customer care more specifically when it comes to service, can be the difference between creating a really great experience that you want to tell your friends about and one that's a little more frustrating like we talked about on the education side of things. So a couple things to look out for when it comes to service is going to be communication. Right, I'll go ahead and write that down. So communication is really important. The reason why is because when you're working on buying a house, you're working with the other side as well, the sellers, right? And so having and working with a loan officer who not only takes the time to educate you when every milestone pops up during the 30-day process, but also educates the other side, right? Hey, sellers, the loan just got approval today, right? Taking the time to have really, really regular and good communication with all parties involved in a transaction can make the other side, the selling side, a little more amenable to negotiations because they have more faith in the loan coming through at the end of the day, right? So regular communication, I think part of communication is being available, right? Talking to someone who's going to pick up the phone, right? That's not too busy for you and makes time to make sure you feel comfortable with the loan process and brought up to speed on things. The other thing when it comes to service, so we have communication, is also experience. And I bring experience up, oh, sorry, I didn't write that straight at all. So I bring experience up because during the pre-approval process, the loan officer is speaking on behalf of an underwriter. They're saying, hey, everything looks great. You're good to go. Here's your pre-approval letter. Start making offers on houses. But sometimes, if the loan officer doesn't have a lot of experience or knowledge on a particular product, they may say you're okay when you're actually not, and the loan actually falls apart at the end of the day. I've had a lot of clients come to me recently coming from that situation. It can be frustrating. You can actually lose money on inspections during that process. And so working with a loan officer that has the experience to know when something should be presented to an underwriter, because maybe it could go either way, is really, really important. So once again, working with someone who has a diverse set of products, that takes the time to educate and is going to provide great service, is going to help you find that right home loan product for you. Again, my name's Doug Ross. I work with Elite Mortgage, and I would be more than happy to help you through this process of finding this right home loan product. My number is 916-259-6302, and I look forward to working with you.